CGCP 2522 by Chesthetica. White has a queen, rook and bishop against black's queen, rook and 3 pawns. So material is even, but black's pawn on g2 is about to promote, even though his rook on e8 is in a position to be captured by the queen on a8. So what if white does that? Queen captures rook. Well then, g1 promotes to queen. Maybe rook captures queen, queen captures rook, queen to d8 check, king to e3, bishop to c4, and this game is drawish. What about queen captures pawn? Did you see that? Well then, after queen captures queen, rook captures queen, king captures bishop, rook captures pawn, e5, and black is winning. So, how should white proceed? You might be surprised to learn there's actually a forced mate in 4 moves. And here's how it's accomplished. Now you can see there are a number of mates in 5 as well. Let's take a look at one of them. Let's say queen to e4 check, king to c5, queen to b4 check, king to d5, bishop to b1 discovered check, king to c6, bishop to e4 check, king to c7, queen to b7 mate. So there's that. But that's not the solution to this chess problem. The solution is bishop all the way to h7 discovered check. Now let's see what happens here. If king to c5, queen to a5 check, king to c6, bishop back to e4 mates. So moving the king to c5 is not the way to last the longest. King to e5, and here queen to e4 check, king to f6, queen to g6 check. If king to e5, queen captures g5 with mate. Yes, that's checkmate. The pawn on e6 blocks black's flight square. If king to e7, queen to g7 mate. The pawn on e6 blocks the king's flight square again, and so does the rook on e8 this time. Now if you take a look at the position of the queen here, do you see why the bishop had to move all the way to h7 and not to g6? Because if bishop to g6 check, the mate is extended. King to e5, queen to a1, okay? Queen to e4 doesn't work because of king to f6, and notice how the queen cannot give check on g6 anymore because the bishop's in the way. So the queen has to adapt by moving to a1, king to f4, maybe rook to d4 here, king to e3, queen to c3 check, king to f2, rook to d2 check, king to f1, queen to a1 mate, or even queen to c1 here is mate. So the most efficient solution is once again bishop all the way to h7, so that after king to e5, queen to e4 can be played, and when king to f6 is played, queen to g6 can be played. And we have the situation as before. If king back to e5, queen captures pawn with mate, and if king to e7, queen to g7 is mate. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching.
Chesthetica's Book of Chess Constructs, Volumes 1 through 5. Available on Amazon.